Well, that's it. You reached the end of our program. If it feels like something's over, think twice. You're just getting started. The real adventure is what happens from here on out. As you know, our goal in Fortify is not to rehabilitate a bunch of sorry people. Rather, it's to equip, arm, and unleash an army of courageous fighters to secure their own freedom and then do some good in this world. Wait a minute, you're probably thinking. If the point was never to gain total freedom by the end of this program, then why did I do this? What's the purpose of all this? The purpose and aim of Fortify has been to get you started on a new path that will get you to where you want to go. Let's review on how far you've come. First, we explored some of the new discoveries about the brain's changeability and began to consider a new way to fight that went beyond the Incredible Hulk just try harder approach. Second, we learned some hard truths about the enemy and gained a better understanding of how we can step out of the addiction cycle and move towards freedom. Third, we learned some strategies that can help in the moments when an urge hits, as well as to help prevent future battles from even happening. Fourth, we dug deeper and explored how we can fortify ourselves, understanding that recovery is far more than just resisting pornography. We spent some time reviewing each of our own unique strengths and vulnerabilities and how we can set ourselves up for a porn-free lifestyle. Fifth, we took a hard look at our relationships and how to improve them, exploring ways to develop real relationships and avoid spending too much time on the hollow ones. We also discussed how important getting a trusted adult involved is to your recovery. Sixth, we looked at our mental diet and overall productivity. We learned that we can avoid many of the things we sometimes bring into our lives that may be setting us up for addiction. Seventh, we faced head-on some counterattacks, ideas, messages, and challenges that will try to stunt your progress. This future, as we discussed, will depend on your willingness to rise again, and again, and again, not to stay down, to get up and keep at it. In this final module, we are going to discuss a few support options for moving forward, staying involved, giving back, and continuing to move in the right direction. As we move forward, don't expect it will all be kittens, rainbows, and skipping through golden wheat fields, although that is a pretty visual. The truth is we'll probably be the opposite of that. If your experience is anything like others, this will take everything you've got and more. It will probably be hard and may even kick your butt at times, but not forever. Your freedom will depend in large part on your courage to respond bravely, your willingness to reach out for help, your dedication to practice, and your desire to reclaim your life. Even then, you will probably also need support from others to become free for good. In a way, we have declared war on pornography. Rather than a war of aggression, ours is a battle to protect the lives worth living and the families that deserve more than just barely surviving. It can be motivating to fast forward your life for a moment to think about a day when you're more serious about a romantic relationship in your own life. Imagine the conversation. You're sitting next to someone you care about to discuss the possibility of a life together. The person asks, "Is there anything else we need to talk about before we go into this and commit for good? After all, we need to be completely open before we make a big decision like this." Scenario 1, you respond. "I used to struggle intensely with an addiction to pornography. It took everything I had. But eventually, over a period of time, I got free and have been that way for 3 years now. I'm stronger, and I'm better for having won that fight." Scenario 2, you respond. "I currently struggle intensely with an addiction to pornography. I've tried, but haven't been able to shake it. It's been 9 years since I started struggling. It's still pretty tough." It's a no-brainer which scenario any one of us would prefer. The question is, which trajectory are you going to follow? Some people might believe that they can have a good, healthy relationship while still struggling with an addiction to pornography. While it's true that active addicts can still have some kind of a romantic relationship, let's be honest about the limits. After many years of pornography addiction, it can actually become hard to feel true love for some people. So while you may want to commit to someone else in the middle of an active addiction, you will probably struggle to have any desire to give that person what they really need, especially over the long term. In other words, even if you feel the desire to commit to someone, what kind of relationship will it really be? How long will it really last? Problems with relationships are not always obvious. The real relationships, the lasting, enjoyable kind, require an ability to pay careful and continual attention to the emotional needs of the other person. If your emotional apparatus has been trained for years by pornography to focus only on your own needs and desires, how is that supposed to happen? In sexual relationships, the lasting, meaningful kind, require an ability to pay attention to the sexual needs of another person. But once again, if your sexual desires have been trained and distorted by years of pornography use to focus only on your own sexual cravings, how is that supposed to happen? The answer to both of these questions is, it simply doesn't. Pornography addiction and healthy, long-lasting, loving relationships are mortal enemies. They just can't coexist. Want a healthy, long-lasting romance? Make sure your heart and mind are free to love. If they're not free now, remember the choice of which direction to go is yours. To quote C.S. Lewis, every time you make a choice, you are turning the core central part of you into something a little different from what it was before. All of our lives, across many choices, we are slowly turning this central thing into one kind of person or another. That's good news, right? At each moment, we are all progressing toward one state or another. Either you are moving toward living in harmony with yourself and others and being free to do what you want, or you're moving toward a life centered on your own wants and being driven to satisfy them. And when you finally do become free, don't think you have to live your life constantly on the verge of falling back into this addiction. As you leave this thing behind, you can become a powerful force for good in the lives of your family and friends, not in spite of all that has happened, but because of it. We see you in this future day not vulnerable, but full of strength and wisdom because of what you learned. In that day, you may realize that our greatest problem can turn out to be our most powerful teacher. With your journey just beginning, we encourage you to come back often and refresh your memory on anything, from different strategies to the way you can fortify deeper aspects of your life and prepare yourself for counterattacks. Feel free to return to this program as often as you want during the recovery process. Each time you revisit a topic, you'll learn new things, finding messages that you missed the first time around. But we aren't raising an army of dedicated fighters to simply improve the lives of those inside the Fortify bubble. We're hoping to impact a larger world as well, one fighter at a time. But we need your help to spread this message. The message that pornography isn't cool, it's not healthy, and it hurts relationships. After finishing this program, you're already more informed on this subject than the vast majority of people. It's up to us to help others understand just how harmful pornography can be and what recovery can look like. To help you do that, we invite you to join the Fight the New Drug movement by checking out our website and finding ways to get involved. The power of one passionate individual helping to educate their campus or community on the harmful effects of pornography using science, facts, and personal accounts can help others avoid its pitfalls. Go to fightthenewdrug.org to learn more. Share informative blog posts and videos on your Facebook or Twitter pages, or simply look for appropriate ways to have an open discussion about the subject among friends and family. Whether you get involved with Fight the New Drug or some other group with a similar mission, the point is to join something that allows you to give back. By taking a physically active role in this fight, you will notice a strength and determination come into your life that will surprise you. The simple act of helping others escape these same pitfalls and habits will further motivate you to accelerate your own healing process. So get involved. Throughout this program and in these videos, we have explored the knowledge and tools necessary for a lasting recovery. If you implement everything we talked about and keep working toward a fortified life, you will start to see some major changes, not only with your pornography habit, but also nearly every aspect of your life. You'll start to feel more confident, happy, and at peace. Are you up for that? Many of you probably feel satisfied with what the Fortify program has taught you and feel completely confident in your ability to move forward with the help of your accountability partner. That's awesome. There are, however, many of you watching this that want nothing more than to feel relief from this addiction, but just don't feel capable of doing it without professional help. And that's okay. Many addictions require the assistance of professional therapists to fully reach your recovery. Don't be ashamed. Be excited. Acknowledging that you need this professional help is another huge step towards long-term goals you set for yourself. From the beginning, we've shared with you why it's important to pull this addiction out of secrecy and open up to someone you can trust and who is willing to help you. If you've done this, you should already have a trusted adult involved by now, like a parent, school counselor, or religious leader, eager to help you and do whatever it takes to get you through this process. If you and your accountability partner decide that finding and possibly paying for services of professional therapists will be important for your recovery, then go for it. Working with an accountability partner Decide together on a therapist or facility that best meets your needs. One small tip, make sure this therapist will respect your value system. Like friends at school, not all therapists understand the dangers of pornography yet. You don't want to waste time with a therapist who will take you around in more circles. Choose professional help that understands what you're going through and will only add to how far you've come with Fortify. So here's the question. Do you already have someone involved that can help you? If not, let us recommend once again that you think about that someone you can trust and can see yourself approaching. It's so worth it. Compare for a minute the small discomfort of asking for help to the grandeur of recovery. What's your choice? At this point, what really matters is getting the necessary help you need to rid your life of this addiction. Take what you've learned here in this program and let's rock and roll. Whatever it takes. Let's do this. All right, this all sounds nice and good. Maybe even something you're interested in pursuing. In the meantime, today still may be hard for you. Maybe you're still struggling just to have that one porn-free day. None of what we're describing will be quick, easy, or done by tomorrow. In the process of moving toward your freedom, you will experience ups and downs that can get discouraging, to say the least. Whatever else you think about yourself, your life, and your future, you've already proven one thing simply by participating in this program. You're a fighter. During World War II, when a Nazi assault threatened Great Britain, Prime Minister Winston Churchill said, "Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing. Great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to the convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. Those who succeed keep getting up." You may get to a point where you say, "I wish none of this had happened." Anyone in your shoes would likely feel something like that. But this isn't something you can rewind. It has happened. And we all have to decide what to do with this moment. The next one, and the next. That is your test. The only tragedy for you would be giving up. As you walk down the path, have hope. Don't fear. This will take time, but it's not going to take forever. As we've discussed throughout, it will take everything you've got. And even that won't be enough in most cases. You also need help from others. We're here for you too. Your fighter brothers and sisters. All around you, an army of fighters is being mobilized. Equipped and determined, we are moving in the same direction, and we will not be stopped. To finish, sign the fighter pledge. Now is the time for me to stand and help others overcome that which has affected my family, my friends, and my community. I will avoid exposure to this powerful drug called pornography. I will be a source of strength to those who need support and accept help when I am in need. I will be a voice of reason amongst the clatter of self-serving opinion. Too many have suffered. Too many have sacrificed. I must be open about a topic no one wants to discuss. As a fighter, I am strong. I have joined an army of supporters and will rely on their strength as well as my own to help others understand how pornography is affecting their lives. I am bold. I am not afraid to speak openly about the effects of pornography. I am understanding. I am aware of the difficulties some may face in ridding their lives of pornography. Rather than condemning actions, I will help relieve their shame. I am accepting. I know that judging others' actions is not my place. I will respectfully promote my opinions, but in the end, allow others to choose for themselves what course they will take. I am sexy. There is nothing more sexy than two committed individuals together. I will not be that lone ranger looking for love from behind the computer screen. I am open-minded. I recognize that mine is not the only opinion. I will respect others' points of view just as I expect them to do the same for me. I am encouraging. I will not turn my back on those that need my help. I will commit to helping them overcome the effects of pornography. I am real. I do not pursue false imitations or mass presentations. I am confident enough in myself to be genuine. I am a true lover. I seek real relationships and shun their hollow counterfeits. I am a rebel. I refuse to follow the status quo. I will do what needs to be done and say what needs to be said, regardless of what is popular, in order to help foster change. I'm a fighter. I pledge to fight. Do you?